Anyone who ever learns guitar only does it for one reason, and if they say otherwise, they're lying to you. It's to learn seaside shanties. So I have come all the way to the seaside of Ireland to teach you guys how to play a shanty. Now, the shanty community is going to be very upset with me for spilling these very valuable secrets, but luckily the good people at Emerald Guitars have made this possible. First of all, you got to get yourself an Emerald guitar to do this because they're actually made in Ireland. So no sea shanty not played on an Emerald guitar really counts, right? This is an X10, sounds great. So, in case you've never heard a sea shanty, the gist of the music sounds like this. So pretty basic chord structure, but the strumming is very important to getting it right, because there's a lot of fake shanty players out there that are going to try to trick you, but you're going to have to do it in a classic waltz. So we're going to start with A minor, pointer finger first fret on the B string, ring finger second fret on the G string, middle finger second fret on the D string, and I'm using a pick. You don't have to, you can do it with your fingers, but basically we're just going to go back and forth like this. Okay, so we have a root, chord, chord, root, chord, chord. Or, more specifically, root, chord, chord, fifth chord, chord. So again, the root of an A minor is an open A string, so I'm striking the A on the first beat. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm getting the chord on beats 2 and 3. And then the next bar of 3, I'm going to strike the open E string, which A, B, C, D, E. E is the fifth of A. So in A minor, you want to go back and forth between an A and an E. Root, chord, chord, E, chord, chord again. And then the other thing to really focus on, that again, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble with the shanty community, I hope you guys appreciate this, is you have to let go of the pressure on the chord with your fretting hand. If you just let it ring out, then you're just playing like a real whack jig, right? It's that quick hit and release that really kind of gives it the shanty vibe, along with being in a shanty town. I can't really, you know, overstate the shanty vibes helping out in this particular situation. But again, not everyone has access to something like this, but you can bring this to your hands just by getting that root, chord, chord. And again, you can see I'm just releasing the pressure almost as its own percussive hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want to count in 6, or just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 again. And then now we're going to go to the next chord, which is C major, but it's going to be C over G. Okay, so again, I'm playing it like a regular C major, 3 on the A string, 2 on the D string, open G, 1 on the B string, but my ring finger is going to be on the 3rd fret of the E string, and my pinky is going to be on the 3rd fret of the A string. So now when I go back and forth, it's C, G, root, chord, C, D, E, F, G. A 1 and a 5, back and forth, right? Now, the transition between A minor and C is rife for this centuries-old shanty trick. A transitional shanty trick, as we call it in the shanty business. So I'm walking that A minor to the C by hitting that B note, that 2nd fret on the A string, in between. Now you'll notice from here, it's easier for me to use my middle finger to get that first chord, and then the second bar, I'll get the low G to cooperate, right? So A minor, E, A minor, E, C, G, C over G, E, D minor. Okay, so everything we've done has been twice so far. A minor, E, another A minor, another E, C to a G, another C to a G. I know I'm not playing the shanty trick where I choke every chord. I'm just trying to move this along, right? But then when we get to the D minor, now we're just gonna do 1 bar. So D, well, What's the fifth of D? D, E, F, G, A. So open D, minor, A. Okay, and again, if you don't know D minor, I feel bad. Why am I telling you how to play D minor? You wouldn't be into this. You wouldn't be interested in shanties if you didn't already know the D minor was 1 on the high E string, 3 on the B string, 2 on the G string. 1. And then right after that, we're gonna go back to A minor, E7, A minor. Okay, so the whole thing. A minor, E over A minor again. Transition to C with the G in the bass. C, G. Then D minor once. Back to A minor. E7, A minor. That's basically the whole thing that you can repeat. If you can find a sea shanty that does not follow this chord progression, come at me, because they're all the same chord progression pretty much, or some slight variation of them. Or if you're like, oh, actually I know one that sounds like this. Guess what? They're just putting the capo on the 3rd fret. Okay, this is every sea shanty ever made. And this is the proof that I'm qualified to speak about this. Clearly. If you can point me to another sea shanty educational video on how to play sea shanties at a sea shanty, I will, you know, I'll pin the comment, I suppose. Top comment, right? So again, I think this is a very worthwhile thing that everybody should know how to do. And I think it's only gonna sound great. Look at the purple top on this carbon fiber guitar. These are actually ridiculous. And this is slim, right? You can just hear the microphone. We got a mic with a windscreen on top of it. I don't know if I'm even gonna have to do sound correction after this, because it is kind of windy out here. But this projects as loud as my voice for being the X10, which is like the slimline model. So these things sound great acoustic, and they're super easy to travel with. Again, carbon fiber. It can soak up all the moisture of the sea and still be shanty ready at a moment's notice. But yeah, last pro tip about the sea shanty. Now, depending on if your own personal sea shanty ends in tragedy, which most of them do, you might want to end on an even more tragic chord, right? So right now we just end on that A minor. The next step up from tragedy would be A minor 7. Like that. I prefer this guy right here. Okay? So, this is a really fun one to play. It's open A, 4 on the D string, 5 on the G string, 5 on the B string. That's the shipwreck chord, right? All together one more time, ending on the A minor 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, transition. D minor, back to A minor, E7. There you go. Also, by the way, E7, we didn't really talk about that, but is this A minor, a string lower, ring finger open. All right, and why does that sound good? Because E is the 5th of A, B, C, D, E, and the 5 chord leads you to the 1 chord, right? I guess you already knew that though, didn't you? Why did it sound good going to D minor, to A minor, then E to A? Where does D lead you? D, E, F, G, A. Again, we're just moving in 5ths. That's all. That's the predictable nature of the C, bending your chord progressions to its will. So thank you to Emerald Guitars for letting me borrow this X10 while I'm out here, giving away all these fire sea shanty secrets. And if you have any more questions or any more ideas you want to see from the sea, comment in the description below. Also hit that link in the description. It'll take you to Emerald Guitars website. They have an awesome 3D builder. You may have seen me play the Virtuo that I have back at home. But yeah, check it out and let me know what you think. Thanks a lot.